just when one in 5 in Cobb County are on food stamps. Apparently it's a question about being able to provide your own food. Mr. Burns, back to you.
I do believe the zoning code requirement is 2 acres for any kind of chicken operation. But I would also say, relative to a comparison with dogs and cats, there's a big difference. Most dogs and cats don't bother the neighborhood or the next door neighbors. When chickens start, when chickens start crowing at 6 o'clock in the morning, that gets the neighborhood out.
No.
I think the county code as it is for a reason, and unless someone can convince me that it needs to be changed, I would support keeping it as it is.
Well, you know, I grew up in Atlanta, and my family originated mostly in Henry County. And as a kid, even living in Atlanta, there were people in the neighborhood that had chickens. My grandparents down in Henry County, when I'd go as a kid to stay with them, always had chickens. And if you've never seen your chicken walking around in the yard at 1 minute and see your grandmother run down a chicken, they're hard to catch, but a grandmother can catch one and turn that chicken into dinner in a matter of an hour or so. That's one of those things that you have to, you know, see growing up to fully understand the food chain. The eggs, I don't think anybody's going to get off of food stamps by having a chicken in their yard, but frankly, I think we get a little overwrought sometimes with micromanaging neighborhood situations. There might be places, if you live in a high-end subdivision that's got all kind of covenants and everybody's agreed to these covenants, and those covenants say you can't have chickens in your yard, then by golly, you're not going to have chickens. But if you're living in a normal community, especially around here, you've got really kind of what I would call a legacy suburban community where you've got a little bit of a rural tinge still to it. And I don't think a lot of people would be too distressed if somebody now and then had some chickens in their backyard, as long as they weren't doing something that was overly disturbing or overly unattractive. I believe we got a little room here to live and let live and have a fresh egg.
Yay!
This issue has been before the board several times over the last couple of years. There are subdivisions across the county that have covenants that prevent things like this from happening regardless of our ordinances. And that's, for those folks, this is not really an issue. It's an issue for folks that don't have a covenant. In my experience in office, I've had more people comment to me that they would like to be protected from chickens in residential areas that are less than 2 acres than I've had people say we need to move forward. As it relates to pets, my idea, my concept of a pet is anything that can live indoors. And anything that lives indoors should be treated differently than things that must be kept outdoors. And I think that's a distinction or the difference that needs to be taken into consideration when we decide, for the majority of the people in Cobb County that don't have covenances, that have less than 2 acres, so whether or not livestock should be allowed on lots smaller. That's where I'm at with this issue today.
Mr. Boyd?
Can I pass? All right, get my best side, Joe. Come on. Look, you know, some of my friends like it, some of my friends don't like it, and I always go with my friends. Here's what I have been consistent in my message to Joe here. First of all, his group put on some of the best presentations I have ever seen at the chamber. They are very professional, they're organized, they're passionate, they're very good at what they do. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm the tiebreaker, all right? If he can get 2 guys, I'll break it for third. But you're going to have to do what I do. You're going to have to get out here every single day and find the people. You're going to have to work real hard at it. All right? This is not simple. I understand, these cuts, but we have to also remember, sometimes the famous pull up the rope, I've got mine, so I don't want anybody else to get what I have. I agree. We maybe sometimes need to go step back a little bit and show a little bit of Christian charity. But, again, I don't have a feeling one way or another. I grew up on farms, seriously. I understand, but I also understand that chickens are not the cleanest animals in the world. But I know you have special ones. Okay, I hear that. Okay, I know that. So I'm giving you your due. So if anybody's got a better idea, to split this baby, I don't know what it is. But you're going to have to come up here and you're going to have to convince the board that you have people behind you. And I wish you the best of luck, sir.
All right, Mr. Lee, this question is for you.